Hello there. Welcome back to grade 11 economics. In this video, we want to look at a question from the paper one, past exam paper. So we're going to look at question 2.3 in particular according to this video, and we are going to look at a question on economic systems. So we are going to start with the first, which is 2.3, which means study the picture below and answer the questions that follow. So you are given a picture whereby you are given uh, a track that is on top of everything there, and it's represented by Russia, meaning it's a country, and then we've got Putin, which is representing the president of Russia. And then obviously on the first question, let's try to see what first question is saying. First question is saying which economic system is depicted by the image above. So obviously, having a car that we have on a vehicle that is on top of everything there, it is being driven by the president, which means the president representing the government is controlling everything that is transpiring in that economy, and that is the representation that we have. And we know that the economic system, which has the government controlling activities that are there in the economy, we call it the command economy. So obviously, the picture depicts a command economy. So it means the command economy is the response that we have on what 2.3.1. So we are saying for 3.1 we have the command economy. So moving on to the second part of the question, it reads who allocates the resources in the system depicted above. We know that obviously we are saying government is controlling everything, so obviously government allocates the resources in a command economy. So we are saying 2.3.2. We have the government. So this is what we have. Then move on to the next question. 2.3.3 is briefly describe the term economic system. And we know that economic system, it is a system of production, resource allocation, and distribution of goods and services within a community. So when we have the issue of resource allocation and also the issue of distribution of goods and services, also the nature we call that the economic system. So this is the setup that we have. So according to the explanation that we have, that according to the response that we have according to this video, it 2.3.3 in the explanation of economic system, it is a means by which countries and governments distribute resources and how trade of goods and services take place. So this is the brief explanation that we have in terms of the economic system. So moving on to the next question, which is now our 2.3.2, who allocates the resources in the system above, which is on our previous question that we just looked at. Then we go to the next question, which is briefly describe the term economic system. We've also looked at that. So we go to 2.3.4, which says explain one advantage of the economic system depicted in the image above. So there are certain advantages that we can deduce from the command economy. So for example, we are having the government that is taking care of everything that is transferring in the economy. So it means obviously there is going to be equity in the distribution of resources in the economy, rather than compared to where the government is not controlling everything. There might be an equal distribution of income in the economy. So we are saying it can be also an advantage that we can deduce from the command economy. So let's try to look at the advantages that we have according to this video. We'll see that there is efficient, first one is saying efficient use of resources. So government decides the way in which they utilize their resources, which is an advantage. And the second, improvement in personal welfare. Resources are used efficiently in order to achieve maximum productivity and minimum wastage. That becomes another advantage of that economic system. So going on to the next question, which is 2.3.5, we are saying how does self-interest benefit an economy? So obviously we have a term that we have there, which is a self-interest that maybe we might also need to understand. But basically, self-interest from the point of view of businesses, we are saying this is when businesses act in their own interest. Obviously, their own interest is they act in a way that they maximize their profits making. and also they make sure that they produce at the lowest possible cost. So efficiency and maximization of profit making is what is key when there is self-interest from the point of view of a business. So our question is saying how does self-interest benefit an economy? So how does that benefit an economy is what we want to raise. So going through our other section, you'd see that 2.35, the first point said businesses are driven to produce goods and services at a minimum cost to achieve maximum profits and consumers buy goods at lower prices. So the issue of now lower prices is now benefiting the economy in terms of the goods that are going to be purchased by the consumers are going to be at a lower price. So and also producing at a minimum cost. It means they are going to employ efficiency in the production process, whereby they are not going to waste in terms of they're not going to waste resources, and we are going to see production taking place along the PPC, that is production possibility curve, along that curve, depicting that there are no wastages that are taking place. So this is the first point that we have. The second point is saying they are also driven to use scarce resources to produce only the goods and the services that society wants most to achieve allocative efficiency. So obviously the issue of efficiency again is coming in. So but in the form of allocative efficiency. Then you go to last point, the business is trying to maximize profits or minimize losses, and this leads to economic growth. So obviously, as they produce more, it's obviously going to increase the total monetary value of goods that are being produced in the economy. And if there's an increase, we are going to notice economic growth, which is also a benefit to the domestic economy. So we go to the next question to try to see what we have, which is now 2.4. We say discuss the role of households in an open circular flow. So we go to the response to see how households the role of how do we have the role of households in the open circular flow. But we know that households are that's where the businesses are going to get their labor. So households supply the businesses with one of the factor of production, that is labor, and also they are supposed to get their factor income from the households. Sorry, the households are supposed to get their factor income from the businesses that they are supplying with labor, that is in the form of wages and salaries. So this is what we have, that is 2.4. So let's try to see in terms of the role of households. 2.4, at first point, we're having that households are the major consumers of economic goods and services. They use their income to buy goods and services from firms. So this becomes one of the roles. We go to the next role, which is saying households are the primary economic participants. So this is the second point that we have. And the third point is saying households sell factors of production in the factor market to firms. Factors of production that we are talking about labor in particular. And then we go to the last point, households receive a remuneration from the firms in the form of wages, rents, interest, and profits. So they provide labor, and then they are supposed to receive the factor income in the form of wages. If it's also rent in the form of land and buildings, and then we've got interest in the form of capital, and then we have got profit also in the form of entrepreneurship. So this is that we have on the 2.4, and then we go to look at the last part of the question, which is 2.5, which is saying how is the war in Ukraine affected environmental deterioration. So you see that war in Ukraine is affected an environment in many ways. For example, pollution. Also, we can also mention pollution is the war is taking place, and the air obviously is going to be polluted. You know, even the general destruction of the surrounding environment also is also a deterioration that we can also mention. So we go there on 2.5 and try to see what point we have in terms of the deterioration that can be mentioned there. The first point is saying increased pollution levels due to the high number of tanks and other military equipment emitting carbon monoxide. So this becomes the first point that we have there, emission of carbon monoxide. Then we have the second one, air quality is suffering due to ongoing fires of buildings, due to air strikes and other explosive methods. And then you go to the next point, radiation levels have increased due to damage to nuclear facilities in and around Ukraine. So this also applies. And then we've got these radiation levels have already affected the quality of soil around the targeted area. So also the soil is going to be affected. So we go to the last point, noise pollution also. Noise pollution is also increased due to aircrafts flying over in over in air strikes. So these are the points that we have on the last part of the question. So this is what we've guys according to this video. Let's not forget to subscribe and share. Let's meet again in the next video. As for this video, I'm out.